There is a reason why parental guidance is on our media. What is your media plan? How do you sex-proof your home from your children not hearing it? It's intentional parenting.
My point is, we should bring up our children to know who they are in Christ, to reject things even when we are not there.
As parents, listen to your children. It does not matter who is around, whether it's a pastor.
Yes, sir.
Listen to them first and understand them.
Before you discipline, you train. You train. And you set rules. Why will you punish somebody for a rule that is not existing? The rule is existing only in your own brain and your imagination and your own childhood. But this child does not know that rule. Did you set out rules? Did you communicate the rules to them? Did you even codify the rules?
Is to teach them good and bad picture. Teach them what is wrong and right so that they can be able to make these decisions by themselves. You know, even when you're not there.
The parents, we just have to constantly engage with our children. We should not turn a blind eye to all the things they do around us. Know when to, because if you now make it, to be flogging every time, they'll say, after all, now flog me.
And parenting is a project. A very massive project. You must be ready before you can engage in it. And let me let you know, nobody will write your project for you if you want the project to go smooth and you want to pass. The more difficult one when they get to teenage age. Teenage parents, hallelujah for you. Teenage children, they are the hardest ones to train. And the one that is a young adult, now your mate with those ones. You tell the child, don't do it. One. Second time, my own, I would say respect yourself. If you don't want something to happen to you, respect yourself. When they hear respect, because next one, I don't feel like you are an African woman, I will give you. I say, when they are kissing, then do this. I say, hey, wait, don't close the eye yet. Look out, it's not for you, not for adults. You don't just say don't do without telling them the reason why that they shouldn't do it. When they are playing this song, you tell them this song is not meant for your kind of people. Introduce your children to God. It's very important. Introduce them to God so that you can have peace of mind. So that you don't go wrong kata, you don't go wrong kitty.
Teenagers are very wonderful. They build a different world. And they want you to see it the way they see it. If you don't know where they are coming from, you are going to miss it. So you must give them that attention, see what they are seeing, feel it the way they are feeling it, and then be able to back up or correct properly. If you don't know where that source is, you may not be able to make that necessary correction.
So a lot of times parents just assume that their kids are innocent, and it's not true. You shouldn't assume. If your child comes to you with something that you feel, oh, this child shouldn't know, especially in the world that we are now, information is everywhere.
Absolutely.
So you should always be able to answer the questions that they ask.
But I've got to understand that teenage age is a stage of discovery. What kind of communication are you having with your children? Your communication in the form of your dressing, the communication you give in the form of your relationship with others. How do you talk to others in the presence of your children? How do you talk to that man in your house? How do you talk to your driver? How do you talk to those around you when your children are there? Now, your child is rude. It doesn't really matter. These children of nowadays, it matters. Because when your child leaves your home, he goes out there to talk to people without considering the impact or the choice of words to use to talk to others. There are stages of things you wear a child. A dress that a 2-year-old child can wear, there's a particular age your child will reach, you start cutting down on those things. Because whatever your child wears exposes those children to attractions which are not necessary.
Be what you want your children to be. Let them see a role model in you. You can't be a smoker and ask your children not to smoke. They will smoke. Like what that madam just said, you can't be exposing your body and ask your children to be wearing decent clothing. They will not. Parents now who were not trained when they were children, how will they train their children?
So we have children who are parading themselves as parents. trying to parent children. How do we solve that puzzle? That quagmire, that issue, how do we solve it?
If you miss your way, you can only be trained by someone that knows you missed your way. Because if you don't know you missed your way, you will continue on the journey. So you can only be called back by someone that you are subject to.
So
that
you
can
first
talk to you.
have
Because
to-
you first have to discover that you missed the way.
You first have to realize
That you missed
and
your way.
accept, acknowledge that you have missed your way,
Of course.
or that you don't even know the way at all. Because it's one thing to not know the way, it's another thing to know the way and miss it. So you have to first of all acknowledge, realize that. Then you now humble yourself
And come to
and go and seek for help. That's what you are saying.